Hi folks, this is Ernie. Once again we invite you to join us for another glimpse of the world. This time it is the island nation of Sri Lanka, or Ceylon. It is said to be the pearl of the Indian Ocean. Indeed, this small island nation has a beguiling charm with 2,000 years of cultural history. With a touch of European influence from the Portuguese, Dutch and British for 5 centuries of colonial rule. It is remarkable that a small country, it has 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, which we will visit some of them. It is dotted with legendary temples. I have drawn an animated road map to show the places where we are going. Negombo is the second largest city in Sri Lanka, located 37 kilometers north of the capital city of Colombo. It is famous for its wide sandy beaches and resort, though it is primarily a fishing village for many centuries, with an open-air fish market and the harbor facing the Indian Ocean.
Negombo Lagoon. On your right side, you can see the multiple levels. Left side is close further and further. The first session of the school in Sri Lanka that will last from.
Of the 22 million Sri Lanka population, 70% are Buddhist, Hindus 13%. Although Negombo is a multi-religious city with a population of 142,000, Catholics comprises 65% of the population, with many Roman Catholic churches, numbering at least 25 churches in this small city. Most of them are ornately decorated, that this city is often dubbed the Little Rome of Sri Lanka.
Have the name of it.
The St. Mary's Church, as you can see here, is ornately decorated with spectacular religious ceiling paintings. Catholic weddings is popular in Negombo. Nigula is a former ancient royal city capital for 50 years in the 14th century. It is surrounded by coconut plantation. It has a bustling market town and is a transportation hub between Colombo and Kandy. Waduna village, a typical representation of a rural nature and culture of a real Sri Lanka village. We will trek through the village and observe typical rural life, watch the bullock carts pass by, cross the Hiriwaduna Lake in a catamaran boat to reach the other side of the village, climb a tree house and see where the farmers sleep, sample the fresh coconut and just feel and experience the natural refreshing breeze of the wooded village. Tour the spice and vegetable garden. After a full morning, we go to the village house and watch our village host prepare and cook before our eyes a traditional and typical Sri Lanka lunch. After a whole day's village tour, we will have gained an insight and understanding into their village life.
It's kind of hibiscus. This is the hibiscus.
This is the
family.
double.
Yeah, we make a herbal tea.
Very good for bronchitis, common cold and digestion. And we make cinnamon powder. So these are the cinnamon leaves which we use to make cinnamon oil. And
This is a turmeric plant. Male nutmeg tree. Male nutmeg.
Leaves are hanging over here.
This is a cocoa plant.
Cocoa means first it blooms the flower. And then we do the fermentation. Then we used to dry them in the sun. Lumbago. This is called Madara. It's another plant you can see. We use the seeds. Here the leaves and these are the roots. Whole plant we mix with over 34 herbs and we make oil.
This is a curry plant. This is a pepper.
You caught a fish.
Tilapia Mozambique.
Oh, tilapia.
Mohan knows
Tilapia.
We are going for that place. You had in the morning. You have to eat finish and you
This is everything is cooked.
pre-cook.
Cook, all cooked. Except this.
Except this.
And also this one, huh?
This one.
And that one, not cooked.
Not cooked. It's a salad. But when you come to the fish, you have a fried one, deep fried fish, and the fish curry. It's hot.
What is this?
This is called the banana flower. Banana flower. It's contain high fiber.
Because of the elevation.
Yeah.
Did you do the second day or the first?
Noble leaders, gradually they
Haparana village is a small city in the center of Sri Lanka. It is a popular destination because it is situated nearby locations of greater interest. As such, it has become the departure point to the Sigiriya Rock Fortress, ancient city, Polonnaruwa, Haparana Jungle, Mineria National Park for jeep safaris, and other points of interest, such as the Mineraya Sanctuary of Elephants. Because of these attractions, it has developed into a tourist destination with some of the best hotels in the country, like this place we are staying, the Cinnamon Lodge Hotel.
moment of truth.
Yeah?
See the monkey
Mm-hmm.
on the tree.
Monkey on the tree.
And then
Yeah.
there is the water.
Yeah.
Middle, the hippopotamus here is a dead body.
Oh, really?
Water middle, the crocodile is eating.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Now I know why you like the bird. You think you wouldn't?
The ancient city of Polonnaruwa was once a thriving commercial and religious center some 800 years ago. It was the royal capital for 3 centuries until the 13th century, when the city declined and finally abandoned, with the capital city moving to the west coast, which is now Colombo. In these archaeological sites, note the following points of interest. Is a rock temple of Buddha within the ancient city of Polonnaruwa, built in the 12th century. The rock relief statue of Buddha is carved into the face of a large granite rock of a previous cave complex. Sigiriya Rock Fortress and Palace Ruins is the highlight of our trip. This is a citadel in the sky. This fortress dates back to 1,500 years, a dramatic sight of a rocky outcrop rising from the central plains. The vertical walls rises to a flat-top summit that contains ruins of ancient civilization. A view from atop is spectacular, and the view of the Pidurangala mountain rock and cave temple comes to a better view. Down below is an exhilarating view of the surroundings with covered moats, lily ponds, water gardens, and shrines.
Ala. Halo. Orang gian le.
There you are.
休息。哦，这有个平台。就是吧。到底了，好嘞。坐会吧。你们先去看吧，我坐会。先去看吧。
I thought you were already up the hill.
Look at Ernie, you're gonna be in this video. You're gonna be.
Movement.
Oh, there you go.
I need your magic finger. She always take good pictures. Now, Laura, I love you.
So, who said me that Sophia and other girl called Mitchell has gone, but they are still there. They are not gone.
Go where?
Oh, I know, they went back.
But they didn't go.
No, they didn't go back. They're still back.
Cave Complex or Golden Temple, also located in this central place, is another one of the 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It has been the pilgrimage site for 22 centuries and continues to function as such to this day. This cave monastery has 5 sanctuaries. It is the largest and best preserved cave temple complex in Sri Lanka. There are 157 statues of Buddha. The Buddhist mural paintings is still preserved, covers an area of 2,100 square meters. This natural cave has been inhabited by forest-dwelling Buddhist monks since the 3rd century BC. The vast space inside the cave is quite impressive and not compartmentalized, allowing devotees to move through the space from one ritual function to the next, with the continuous tradition of living Buddha ritual practices and pilgrimage for over 2,000 years. Botanical Garden is the national herbarium of Sri Lanka. It is renowned for its collection of orchids. The garden has its origins from way back the year 1371 as part of the King's Palace landscape. This was subsequently expanded and developed into a botanical garden during the British occupation in the mid-1800s. It is located 5.5 kilometers west of Kandy. There are 400 species of plants, orchids, spices, medicinal plants, palm trees, etc. Kigali is one of the fastest growing cities in Sri Lanka, located between Colombo and Kandy. It is notable for being the first elephant orphanage in the world. It has an agricultural-based economy of rice and rubber production, but also produces graphite and precious stones from their mines. The city of Kandy, 500 meters above sea level. It is the third largest city with a population of 125,400. The city itself was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1988. It is considered one of the holiest shrines in the entire Buddhist world because it is the site of the Golden Roof Temple that houses the sacred tooth relic of Buddha. On account of this, it has become a major Buddhist pilgrimage site. The temple complex includes a series of smaller temples, shrines, and museums. Sri Lanka Buddhists believe that they must complete a pilgrimage to this temple to improve their karma, meaning fate or destiny. It is also believed that whoever holds the relic holds governance of the country. The sacred tooth relic is a symbolic representation of the living Buddha 800 years after his death in the 4th century BC. Buddhism is practiced in Sri Lanka for 5,000 years. Kandy was the last capital of the Sri Lankan kings.
What is that? Durian?
Durian, yeah.
Durian.
Then we need to buy a steam.
Salt. Rice, flour, and salt. And in water, room temperature. Okay, room temperature.
Make a press. Like noodle. See? Yes. Wow.
Now we need you stop it. I want to just take a piece. Okay. So this step going to the
It is ready.
already?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Quick.
So is the main dish or just dessert? What's this? It's not be a lot better for you than cooking things. String hopper is ready. String hopper is ready. He peels it off the basket. Ah, there you go. Yeah. That's what
Right, ma'am. Okay, if you have to pay for beer, you can pay for him. Beer, if you have, yes, pay for beer for him. And we are just about to move. Take all the stuff.
And walk up, that is our optional dinner. Temple my legs.
White and silver. White and silver. Typically orange.
And walk around, then walk to the hotel. That is Hindu temple, my left side, a beautiful one.
Nuwara Eliya is another hill country of the central province. It is the most important region for tea plantation and production. Most of the hill slopes are covered by velvet green bushes of tea plantation, giving a breathtaking, fantastic landscape and scenery of rolling hills, meadows, and mountains. Because of its high altitude of over 6,000 feet above sea level, it has a perennial spring weather throughout the year. The Victoria Park, Gregory Lake, and many of the buildings and even private homes retain features from the colonial period with Victorian Tudor-style hotels and government buildings, especially the red brick English-style post office. The private homes have English-style lawn and pretty gardens. All this gives a vaguely English country village feel that Nuwara Eliya has been dubbed as the Little England.
I don't know whether the water is there. If the water, a lover sleep waterfall. First time in Sri Lanka I started brewing. Local people have taken buy a ticket, have to buy a ticket.
You are climbing, then ascending, then descending.
their own. I'll set a time to come back exactly.
The Yala National Park is the second largest national park in Sri Lanka. It is the most famous and the most visited park because of abundance of wildlife, located in the southeast region bordering the Indian Ocean. It became a national park in 1938. It has a total area of 1,268 square kilometers of scrub forest, grassy plains, and brackish lagoons rich in wildlife.
Oh my God, she loves elephants.
I've never seen him do that, but maybe I haven't been that close. Hambantota is a major producer of salt. Large salt plains are prominent features of this town. It is now becoming an industrial hub.
cement grinding and bagging factories is set up, as well as fertilizer bagging plants. Tangali is a coastal town in the southeast region of the islands. It is an important fishing port. The palm fringed bay have quite wide open sandy beaches and picturesque coves. Wiligama means sandy village. It refers to the area's sandy swept bay located in the southern coast of Sri Lanka. The place is an interesting blend of a fishing town and beach resort, a great place to learn how to surf. Stilt fishing is an interesting traditional fishing method unique to this island country. Note the beautiful sight of fishermen perched on bamboo poles, sitting on a crossbar with great balance, fishing skillfully spotted herrings and small mackerels. We are staying at the Marriott Hotel in Wiligama and had the opportunity to watch a Sri Lankan wedding ceremony, an interesting blend of Western party and Buddhist religious tradition, complete with wedding procession, drummers, Kandyan dancers, and other series of rituals performed.
Still the sun is over there.
The city of Gali is a seaside southern coastal city of Sri Lanka. The town was founded and occupied by the Portuguese in the 16th century, and they built a fort, the Gali Fort, in 1588. The Dutch took over in 1640. In particular, the Dutch East India Company, who improved the fort and built a white bell tower. The British arrived in the 18th century and fortified the city and the fort. The Gali Fort has become a historical, archaeological, and heritage monument that is now listed in the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Take note of this banyan tree, with its impressive aerial roots that serves as a second trunk to support the expansive spread out limbs of the tree. This old Dutch hospital is one of the oldest buildings since the colonial era, now converted to a shopping mall and dining. It is now listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This old Protestant church is still in service even after 264 years. There is a tunnel that connects it to the governor's house nearby. Madugang River is a shallow waterway in southwest Sri Lanka. It is the second largest wetlands in Sri Lanka, consisting of 32 islands with about 300 families living in these islands. It is a minor watercourse originating in the Galu district and flows 4 kilometers to drain to the Indian Ocean. During low tide, seawater goes inland and mixes with the fresh water. In the evening, it's high tide, creating a magic of nature. The river banks is heavily covered with mangrove trees, as you can see.
I didn't want to go.
Fishing and cinnamon processing is their means of livelihood. Note the bamboo fence traps or pen, a centuries-old traditional corral fishing designed to catch shrimps.
So we could get through.
You want me to help up here?
You got my head too, got both of them.
Here he comes with the coconut.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Kusgoda is a small coastal town in the southern province of Sri Lanka. It is known for its wide open beaches. But besides their beautiful beaches, it is also the prime nesting site of sea turtles, an endangered species. They have the largest turtle protection center in Sri Lanka. For the past 40 years, the Koskoda community embarked on a sea turtle conservation project, setting up turtle hatcheries operated by the local people with the help of international volunteers. The colorful emblem of the Buddhist international flag is a universal symbol of Buddhist faith, global unity, and world peace.
Landscaping, garden, all similar to like that. So by the side of our
Colombo is the largest city in Sri Lanka. Population within the metropolitan area is 5.6 million with a mixture of numerous ethnic groups. It is also multi-religious and multicultural. It is a busy, vibrant city with a mixture of modernity and colonial buildings and ruins. Colombo has a large natural harbor and the busiest port in Sri Lanka. Because of its strategic location and east-west trade routes, it is one of the busiest ports in the world and ranks among the top 25 ports. In fact, it is number 23. Kalanaya Temple is famous for one of the oldest temples dating back to 500 BC, one of the few places Lord Buddha has visited more than once in his lifetime. This makes the Kalanaya Temple sacred. It is located about 7 miles east of downtown Colombo. When we visited on January 20th of this year, 2019, the temple was jam-packed with devotees and pilgrims that come to worship and bring offerings during these Poya days, or full moon days. Every full moon is a special holiday of obligation for devout Buddhists. So most of the temples nationwide is full of devotees to honor Lord Buddha. The Poya, or full moon, is celebrated because of the outstanding events in the life of Lord Buddha took place on a full moon, such as the day he was born, his renunciation, his enlightenment, his first sermon, his passing into nirvana, and many other important events associated with his life of 80 years occurred on full moon days. This is the religious significance of Poya days. This small temple is used mainly for meditation and rest rather than worship. So it is quite fitting that we end our hectic but amazing journey here to this island nation of exotic landscape. We hope you enjoyed this journey with us. See you on our next trip.